The Atlantic sturgeon that call the Delaware River home face a bleak future. The Delaware estuary is home to a genetically unique population of Atlantic sturgeon. Researchers say the population of breeding sturgeon has reached a critically low level of 250 spawning adults. The sturgeon, whose origins date back to the Jurassic Age, are a federally listed endangered species. Besides historical overfishing for the sturgeon's eggs that were once sold as caviar, there are other man-made threats that have taken a toll. Delaware Division of Fish and Wildlife biologists say boat strikes kill an average 7 Atlantic sturgeon each year. Some years the numbers are higher.
The vessel strikes at this point, according to the scientists, may be one of the biggest threats to the perpetuation of the Atlantic sturgeon population. As bigger and bigger vessels come up the Delaware River and come closer and closer to the bottom of the river where the sturgeon are hanging out, the ships literally hit the Atlantic sturgeon and/or the sturgeon gets sliced and diced by the propellers of the vessels. Either way, more often than not, the sturgeon end up dying.
Environmentalists say water quality problems such as poor dissolved oxygen levels harm the habitat.
The fact of the matter is that the Delaware River and the Philadelphia-Camden reach of the river is subject to a 50-year-old dissolved oxygen standard. Actually, it's more than 50 years old at this point. It's a standard that only requires 3.5 milligrams per liter of dissolved oxygen in the water. And the science says that the Atlantic sturgeon of the Delaware River, in order to propagate and to survive and to thrive as a population, they need 6 or 6.3 milligrams per liter of oxygen. That's almost twice the legal standard. So we need better oxygen protections in order to ensure that we have more dissolved oxygen in the river in order to support the perpetuation of the Atlantic sturgeon population of the Delaware, which of course is a genetically unique population. So we need better standards to just ensure that pollution, whether it's coming from wastewater treatment facilities or other operations that impact dissolved oxygen, are kept under proper control.
There are also new threats: a planned liquefied natural gas terminal to be built on the river in Gibbstown, New Jersey, along with a planned port expansion at the Edgemoor Port Facility in Delaware, will also create more problems.
We need the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to stop dredging and deepening projects that are decimating the habitat critical to the Atlantic sturgeon and that are resulting in changed water dynamics, so the salt line is moving further and further up the river, depriving the Atlantic sturgeon of the freshwater reaches of the estuary that they need to procreate and to propagate. We need all of the agencies, when a new liquefied natural gas export facility is being proposed that's going to be bringing bigger and bigger ships up the river, that's going to require more and more dredging of the river bottom, we need our agencies to simply say no.
To raise awareness and call for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to protect the sturgeon, a rally will be held at the Philadelphia City Hall on Wednesday, November 16th at 11 a.m.
All of the agencies that have the ability to use their authority to protect the Atlantic sturgeon of the Delaware River, and not just prevent them from going into extinction, but helping us to allow this population to survive, to thrive, to grow, so that it can be sustainable and is no longer on the brink of extinction.